to a museum, but after the war, when I survived, I left it because it was from those lies I got typhoid fever. Again, at the end of after the 8 camps, again we stopped at 2 other camps, and so Hitler gave out an order to the guards to take us on a dead march, to march and to kill us for the final solution. And we marched and marched, and all of a sudden the guard said that here came the Red Cross, a delegation from the Red Cross, and they left some food for us. I sat on the pavement. I opened the box. What I saw, boxes, sardines, ham, and beef. And I said to the girls, we could not swallow already salad food, or the stomach is empty. If we would eat those things, we will die right away. So we left the boxes of food and we walked further. I said to my friend, we walked in fives, and we were near Berlin in Germany, and I saw a forest, and around there were guards, and I said to my friend Hannah, perhaps we could little by little slip into the forest and they won't see us, so they will kill us. If they see us escaping, they will kill us. When we came to destination, they will kill us. Doesn't matter. But we managed to slip into the forest and sat under a tree, and we heard already a lot of bombs and falling in the forest and a lot of shootings. So we had the intuition that perhaps the war is coming to an end. Because in the last in Ravensbrück, I lost already hope, because we were, the war was going on and on and on. So now I thought that the war is really going to an end from the shooting. At one time it was quiet, and into the forest came in a few German soldiers, because it was the Russian zone. Berlin was parted of 4 parts, the French, the American, the English, and the Russian. And I was on the Russian zone, liberated. So they said, we came to liberate you. So we said in Polish, in Russian, spasiba, thank you. But where are our parents? Where are our siblings? Here we are the boat in the forest. Where to go? What our future will be? And we were tired and sick, and so they managed to have a delegation coming in to take us by train. The train was already functioning, because the tracks were from the bombs, so they fixed the tracks, and they took us to Stuttgart, near Munich, in this place, person camp. And I had to be there 3 years in a hospital, repairing my stomach from the ruptures, and 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 on the way to Poland, I wanted to go to Poland. I got sick with typhoid fever. So my friend saw on the other side a small home, a small building with a red cross. So she took me to this hospital, but the German doctor said he cannot save my life because the Germans came. They took out all the medicine, all the antibiotics, all the food in the hospital is empty, and there were nuns too. And then the German doctor said to Hannah, go straight. There is a Russian commandantur. They have doctors, they have medicines, because they had already a place where to be on the Russian zone. And so when they came to the hospital with the medicine, I was already in a coma and I did not see them. And they gave me the medicine, and the German doctors, I opened my eyes. No, in the coma, I had a hallucination that my mother came, but she didn't come. It was a hallucination, a dream. And she said, my child, you have to survive again and to tell the story what happened to the Jewish people, 6 million, 1.5 million children. What happened? It should not happen again. You have to tell the whole world that such catastrophe should never repeat itself. So the Russian left a message to the German doctor that if I should come there to their barracks, and they have doctors, they have medicine, they have food, everything. But I did not want to go. I wanted to recuperate in the hospital. And then when I recuperated, I went to Poland for 1 day too, because it was not safe to be in Poland. The Russian with the Polish soldiers, they were fighting. So we went back to Berlin and to that camp where the survivors, I met them, a sister in this camp in Stuttgart. So this was my life, and after the war, I recuperated and managed to marry and have a son and a daughter, and even great grandchildren and 2 great children. And I live in Philadelphia. But 10 years I lived in Canada because an aunt, before the war, she managed to escape to Montreal, to Canada. And she saw me and my sister in me on the Red Cross list that we are alive and we are in Germany in that displaced person camp. So she wanted we should come to Canada. We went to the Canadian consulate and they gave us right away visas, and we went to Canada 10 years. But my sister's husband was, they killed them in Buchenwald, in the men's camp. and the girl Bella was her daughter. So after years, she remarried, and her husband said to why Philadelphia, to come to Philadelphia because he has relatives and perhaps they will help. And now I'm going to start to finish because I like to have questions. Please, okay.
Our first question is,
No, wait. Beg your pardon? Come here. Come here. Don't talk to me. I will listen to you. You listen to me. I will listen to you.
thank you so much for your story.
Huh?
Thank you very much.
Just a minute.
I was going to ask
No, I'm going to finish with the,
okay.
the legacy.
You're ready to good?
With the legacy.
Okay. All right.
And to wish the students good luck. And they should be happy.
Okay.
And they should, yeah. First, a little poem in a short time. By day, I can escape. Did you hear me in the end too? Yes? Thank you. By day, I can escape, but often at night, when I sleep, I return to where the shadows are long and the darkness is surreal. I return to where the earth is mingled with ashes of innocent souls. I lie still among the corpses, eerie, silent, and cold. I feel boots marching. I feel rifle shootings. I wake in terror and shake. I return to where electric fences keep the world away. I lie silently on the bunk, hungry all the day. Shrills, shrills, screams rend the air. Does not anyone care? I wake in terror and shake. I return to where flames lift to heaven and smoke covers the skies. I sit quietly on the ground and watch so many die. The stench of death in every breath. I wake in terror and shake. And I'm going to finish with a legacy. For 6 years, during World War II, when Hitler and the Nazis came to power, I had no life. I was born in Radom, Poland, at first in ghetto, and later in 8 death camps. I suffered humiliation, torture, and hunger just because I was born a Jew. I lost my parents and most of my family, but was my destiny to survive the greatest catastrophe, the Holocaust. I hope that my life will be an example to others not to take life for granted. After all, we only have one life to live. My prayers go out to all mankind, to a world at peace, a world that will not forget such tragedy, will not repeat itself. Since the war, I have dedicated my life bearing witness to young and old. I managed to get married and have good children and grandchildren, of whom I am very proud. They have promised to take over my task and carry on my legacy from generation to generation. And on May 1st, 1945, I was liberated by the Russian forces from this hell on earth. Thank you very much.
We have a couple questions for you. The first one is, Did you or will you ever forgive the Nazis for what they did?
The Nazis never. Oh, the Nazis never. They should not even be born in the first place. But they have grandchildren, and the grandchildren of those Nazis, they come to the survivors wherever they are. California, Philadelphia, I met many of them. They, instead to go to the university, they want to come to the who is to the survivors who are homebound and they don't cook and they cannot go outside, so they come and they take them outside. They shopping for them, they cook for them, and then they have to be here a year. And after the year, they're going back to Germany and to go to to school. So, but the Nazis never happened, and I hope it will never happen again. Thank you.
How do you feel about talking about what happened with you? How do you feel about giving this presentation?
I tell you the truth, the survivors are dwindling of age, of sickness, and I am still alive, so I'm going every day to another school and giving testimony. So I went to a doctor, and I said, every day I have to repeat and to tell this story. So the doctor's answer is like that. Perhaps it's good, instead to have it in your heart, inside, and to fight, it's better to give it out. Thank you.
We read that you saved some of your friends. How were some of the stories, or how you saved some of the other Jewish people in the concentration camps?
You survived some of them. One lived in Philadelphia, but not anymore. One some in Canada, but not anymore. I had telephones, many telephones to have conversations with them, but now it's quiet. They are here not anymore. Some, they are sick and old. I'm old too. and they cannot speak. And the second generation, our children, they will take over, and they know our story, so they will speak. Thank you.
Did you think you would survive?
No, no. I went on with hope, and I did not want to go away just like that. I was fighting with my brains, with my last drop of courage to go on, but I don't believe. And I wrote a book. It's in Amazon, and in this book I say how many books are written, how many monuments are erected, how many museums are built, cannot depict the real tragedy, what happened to us who survived. It was a miracle, especially from the camps, because there were all kinds of surviving. For instance, my husband was a partisan in the woods. He was running from one forest to the other. They came to the forest, the Germans. They did kill 6 million. There was also a movie of the 6 million, 6 million pennies or something. There was a movie, and the students, they counted how many.
Paper clips, right? Paper clips?
Paper
clips.
Yes, paper clips. That's right. Yes. Thank you.
Do you guys have any other questions? These were just the ones.
Please.
Okay.
Do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. Ask. Okay.
Out of all your experiences, which one sticks to your mind?
What experience do you remember the most?
What
Is there
experience?
one moment that you remember the most?
The moment that they took me away from the family, in the moment in the forest that I was left alone, and the hunger and the beating over my body. I remember everything bad, not no good. Thank you.
How were the prisoners punished? How were the prisoners punished?
The prisoners, there was Eichmann. I saw him because he opened the doors, the cattle doors, and when they were full of people to go to the gas chamber, he closed it. That was his job. But they found him in Argentina, in South America, and they hanged him. And it was a trial of Nuremberg, the Nuremberg trial. Yes, and they were punished by hanging, and many survived. Many are still perhaps alive. In Joseph Mengele, they said he was on the run in South America, in Uruguay, in Paraguay, in Argentina, but at the end we heard that he died too.
Did you have any German friends that helped you out? Did you have any German, or were there like any German soldiers that helped you out, or any German friends?
In Gundelsdorf, there was I received a letter from a teacher, a German teacher. She wrote to Washington D.C. to the museum if somebody was in Gundelsdorf, so they sent it back that I live in Philadelphia. So she sent me some letters that she is sorry and she heard of the scam.
Yeah. Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
Just wanted to thank you first off for telling this speaking. It's an amazing story. But I was wondering, were there any moments of like small secretive celebrations, say like on a birthday or any holidays during the time?
Were you able to celebrate anything while you were in the concentration camps? Like, were you able to celebrate birthdays or Hanukkah?
Oh my God. I did not know what the day is, if Monday or Tuesday. I did not know the time. I did not know nothing. No, we did not. Just torture, hunger, death. This is what I know. Thank you.
Abraham? She's Jewish. She's Jewish, right? You're Jewish.
Of course.
Yes,
of course.
A question from upstairs?
Miss Vanya, we have children upstairs who are watching on the computer. They want to know, when you see people today who are hating each other, how do you feel about that, and what would you tell them?
When you see people that hate each other today, what would you tell them? Or how do you feel about that? When you see people today not treating each other with respect or kindness, or hating each other and killing each other, what would you say to them?
Yes. You remember, first of all, I'm going to ask you a question. Will you remember me? Will you remember what I said to you? Yes? Thank you. And don't be a standby person. If you see somebody bad or something, please help the person. Because we have, I said, only one life to live. We don't live twice. Do you know, if somebody passed away, is coming back? Nobody comes back. Every person has a right to live, born, and to live, not to kill. Thank you.
Go ahead, Bob. Yes. Which camp was the most difficult?
In Germany already. Every camp was difficult because they didn't give us to eat, and we become skeletons little by little. And telling you the truth, if the war the war would last another a week or two, I wouldn't be here. This was the last chance, that the Allies came. I would, if not from a bullet, I would die from hunger. Thank you.
Last question. When is your birthday?
August.
August. Coming up.
But I'm not going to tell you how old I am.
As 29, right? Thank you very much. Please. Thank you.
Yeah. And I have a message also to the students. Please have a good education, and and remember, don't be sorry if something can be can be bought to this to replace something. Be happy and have a good life, and be good in good health. Thank you.
Our teachers who have the classes in the back will begin transitioning to the back row, and we'll follow.
Yeah, have them sit down and we can position her in the hallway. Does that work, Lafratta? Guys, we're still being respectful. We're still being quiet. Ladies and gentlemen. Still being quiet.
Manya, we're going to stand out in the hallway so the children can shake your hand and hug you. We're going to wait out in the hallway as they come out so that they can shake your hand and hug you.
Still on.